there is at a fundamental and core level absolutely nothing wrong with you. Now, it might seem a bit like, well, actually, Becky Walsh, I think you'll find that you're wrong. There's a whole ton of things wrong with me. I suffer from anxiety. I'm overweight. I'm fed up with my life. I can't get a partner. My partners I've got are crap and things. But actually, really, who you really are at a fundamental level is absolutely fine. When we take all of the stories away and we strip off all of that stuff, and you actually just get back in touch with your bare essentials of who you are, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. In the world, safe, whatever it is that you want to be. At a very core level, you're completely fine. Now, why do I want to tell you this? Because at the end of the day, you know, I make a living out of people not being fine. So why do I want to tell you that? I'll tell you why. Because sometimes we invest in this really long process of perfecting ourselves to become better and better. And what we do is we go out and we get things to make ourselves feel better. So it might be that we feel that we need to put on more information, that we need to learn more about ourselves, our processes, and what makes us tick and what makes us not tick and what makes us tick out of tune. So we kind of like want to add things to life and add things to ourselves, be it books or new clothes. And I'm not just talking about stuff, but when we feel that we're not enough, we actually feel that we need to put on layers. And actually what I want to tell you is it's actually stripping off layers of story, stripping off layers of history, stripping off layers of self-belief to actually get to that core level of I'm loved and I'm fine and I am loving and I am everything that I need to be. That rather than putting all of these things on, we need to take them off. And taking them off isn't something that just needs to take forever as we slowly peel, as Shrek would say, layers of our onion and can come down to our basic core and then actually discover that there is no onion at the basic core because it was all just levels of onion and then there's no onion left and we were nothing, which is our basic fear, which is why we don't strip anything off, because we're worried that underneath all of this stuff and underneath this story there is nothing and we're worthless. So we add stuff because we don't want to come across as being worthless. But in actual fact the opposite is true. When you actually clear away all of that and just sit with yourself, you're freaking amazing. And from that place of actually getting to that authentic, real you, that core of you, you can actually make some more decisions about what you want to do instead of going into panic mode, personal development consumption, where it's never enough. It's never enough. I want to learn more. I want to do more. I want to be more. And that becomes an addiction in itself. That feeling of it's never enough comes from I'm not enough. And once you can strip all of that back and go, I am enough, well then actually you've done your job. It's the ego that wants to become enlightened. And of course the ego is not stupid. The ego isn't suicidal. The ego doesn't say, oh, I want to become enlightened, so, I know. It's a seek outside of yourself and try and find enlightenment outside of yourself. And of course that's not where it is. If the ego actually wanted to become really enlightened, it would see it already was, and then there was probably no need for the ego in the first place. So again, it's about being comfortable with really who you are.